Hello everybody, my name is Shock and welcome back to Doki Doki Literature Club, which this is hopefully the last video that I will do on this game, I'm not sure, but right now we're just gonna be here with Monica. We're not gonna delete her character file this time, so we're just gonna have a conversation with her and see what happens. Monica, did you write a good poem today? Also what she said before this. Hey Shork. Hey Shork, did you write a good poem today? Don't be shy. I'd love to see what you wrote. Okay, so I think we wrote a poem yesterday? We did. Aw, Shork. Did you write this poem for me? That's so sweet of you. There really is no end to your thoughtfulness. I'm just falling more and more in love with you. But, you know, the poem I wrote is also for you. Will you please read it? Happy end. Pen in a hand. I find my strength. The courage endowed upon me. Wow, okay. Immediately I can't read. The courage endowed upon me by my one and only love. Together, let us dismantle this crumbling world. Let us write a novel of our own fantasies. Wait, this is a different one. With a flick of her pen, the lost finds her way. Or not, and a world of infinite choices beholds this special day. After all, not all good times must come to an end. I don't really remember that poem as much unless some of it was changed. I hope you enjoyed it. I always put my heart into the poems I write. The truth is, all the poems I've written have been about my realization, or about you. That's why I never really wanted to go into detail about them. I didn't want to break the fourth wall, I guess you could call it. I just assumed it would be best part of the game like everyone else. Like that would be, like that would help the two of us end up together. I don't want to ruin the game or anything, you know? You might have gotten mad at me, maybe even deleted my character file if you preferred playing without me. Gosh, I'm so relieved. Now we don't need to hide anything anymore. Are you ready to spend our eternity together, Shork? I have so many things I want to talk about. Where do I start? Hold on a second. You're recording this, aren't you? Hi everyone. Sorry, yep, and we've read this before. Yeah, Monica, we've done this before. I feel like I'm being put on the spot now. Let's see. Do you want to see a trick? I can really do much except for a couple things. Are you ready? Ah, I'm just kidding. I can't do anything after all. Yeah. God damn it, that still scared me and I saw it coming. It's like the things that you see coming, like you know there's a jump scare at that one specific point, yet it still gets you. It's just what happened. You're so cute. Anyway, Short, didn't mean to get distracted, I'm sorry. Even though it's your fault for distracting me. Shame on you. I'm just kidding. Anything we do together is fun as long as it's with you. But anyway, if it takes me some time to collect my thoughts, then I'm sorry. But I'll always have something new to talk about. In the meantime, we could just look into each other's eyes. Let's see. So what do you want to talk about, Monica? So, yeah, I'm gonna guess that a lot of this video is going to be cut out because I'm just gonna be sitting here in silence, waiting for Monica to say something. So, when she does, that's gonna take a while, so I'll see you guys when she does. You ever had that thing happen where you just get anxious for no reason? Like you're just minding your own business and you realize you're feeling really anxious and you're sitting there like, what am I even anxious about right now? So you start to think about all the things you might be anxious about. And that makes you even more anxious. That's the worst. Even if you're feeling anxious, I hope you relax a little. Besides, in this game, all the worries are gone forever. Hey, do you like horror? I remember we talked about it a little bit when you first joined the club. I can enjoy horror novels, but not really horror movies. The problem I have with horror movies is that most of them are just rely on easy tactics, like dark lighting and scary looking monsters and jump scares and things like that. It's not fun or inspiring to get scared by stuff that just takes advantage of human instinct. But with novels, it's a little different. The story and writing need to be descriptive enough to put genuinely disturbing thoughts into the reader's head. It really makes it really needs to etch them deeply into the story and characters, and just mess with your mind. In my opinion, there's nothing more creepy than just being slightly off. Like if you set up a bunch of expectations on what the story is going to be about, and then you just start inventing things and pulling the pieces apart. So even the story doesn't feel like it's trying to be scary. The reader just feels deeply unsettled. Like they know something horribly wrong is hidden beneath the cracks, just waiting to surface. God, just thinking about it gives me the chills. That's the kind of horror I can really appreciate, but I guess you're the kind of person who plays cute romance games, right? Leave me alone. Don't worry, I won't make you read any horror stories anytime soon. I can't really complain if we just stick with the romance. Monica, leave me alone, or I mean, first of all, I did know that this game was spooky. Come on. Hey, do you remember the last poem I showed you? I mean, the one right before Yuri killed herself with all that messed up color and stuff? That was actually a little more of an experiment than a poem, you could say. I was experimenting with different ways I could modify the game, and run code, and things like that. It almost seemed like with enough effort, I was able to escape the confines of the game entirely. Sadly, I didn't know what I was doing, so I messed the whole thing up. And if I keep trying, and I keep trying, but I doubt you'll deal with me doing that. Besides, that's what I was getting, that's when I was getting really desperate, you know? I don't really feel that way anymore. I'm really happy where we are now. I can tell you are too. I really like the sound of rain. Not so much getting my clothes and hair wet though, but a nice quiet day at home with the sound of rainfall outside of my window. It's one of the most common experiences for me. Yeah, sometimes I imagine you holding me while you listen to the sound of the rain outside. That's not too cheesy or anything, is it? Nah, I wouldn't say so. Will you ever do that for me, Shork? What do I say in this situation? I don't know. Yes? I'll say yes. I would say yes. Back in my debate club days, I learned a whole lot about arguing. The problem with arguing is that each person sees their opinion as the superior one. That's kind of stating the obvious, but it affects the way that they try to get their points across. Let's just say you really like a certain movie, right? If someone comes along and tells you the movie sucked because it did X and Y wrong, doesn't that make you feel personally attacked? It's because by saying that, it's like they're implying that you have bad taste. And once emotions enter the picture, it's almost guaranteed that both people will be left sour. But it's all about language. If you make everything as subjective sounding as possible, then people will listen to you without feeling attacked. You could say, I'm personally not a fan of it, and I feel like I'd like it more if it did X and Y. Things like that. It even works when you're citing facts about right things. If you say, I read this on a website that it works like this, or if you admit you're not an expert on it, then it's much more like you're putting knowledge onto the table, rather than forcing it onto them. If you put an active effort to keep the discussion mutual and level, they will follow suit. Then you can share your opinions without anyone getting upset just from a disagreement. Plus, people will see you as an open-minded and good listener. It's a win-win, you know? Well, I guess that would be Monica's debate tip of the day. That sounds a little silly. Thanks for listening, though. Shork, do you believe in God? I was never too sure myself. Well, I'm sure I never really questioned it as a kid. But as I grew up, the more I learned about the world, the more I would question it. I started to wonder why God was helping people pass exams, or get over a cold. When there are children who live... Wait, what? When there are children who live their lives being sold as sex slaves. Or the 800 million people who are too poor to even eat. I wonder how many of those people pray to God every day until they starve and die. Or how many millions of families pray to loved one to recover from some incurable disease. But the punchline is this. If it if just one person beats the odds and survives among the thousand of others who die, then it's suddenly a miracle from God. I'd really love to meet this god who seemingly laughs at the misery of everyone not eligible for his miracles. But the irony is that I do have a creator, apparently. That's true. You are created, Monika. And you know what? I bet he's still laughing at the miserable fates of Sayori and Yuri as we speak. Don Sabalto? I'm pretty sure that's the creator's name. Why'd you put this in the game? I don't like that a lot. What what are we to him but prompts in this scripted play? So, from that perspective, I don't think it's too far-fetched for there to be a god if Earth was nothing but his playset. That's one way to think about it, actually. I will say. Hey, what's your favorite game? Mine is Doki Doki Literature Club. Aha, how convenient, Monika. That was a joke. But if you tell me, if you tell me like some other romance game better, I might get a little jealous. Okay. My favorite game right now, I would probably say Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2. That game is just incredible. And honestly, I love it. And there's still a lot of people playing it right now. And I mean, I kind of wish there was more people playing Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 1. But, I mean, yeah, it's the, what do you call it, sequel? Not sequel, prequel of number 2. I can't help but wonder how things would be different if the game just gave me a route in the first place. I think I would end up forcing you onto my route anyway. It had less to do with me not having a route, and more to do with me acknowledging that nothing is real. I think the only difference would be that I may not have needed to take such drastic measures to be with you. Maybe the rest of the club would still be around. Not that it really matters. It all lost its meaning once I found out it wasn't real. So I really don't miss those days or anything. I really don't. You know what's a neat form of literature? Rap. I actually used to hate rap music. Maybe just because it was popular. I would only hear the junk they play on the radio. But some of my friends got more into it, and it helped me keep an open mind. Rap might even be more challenging than poetry in some ways, since you need to fit your lines to a rhythm, and there's so much more emphasis on wordplay. When people put all when people put all that together and still deliver a powerful message, it's really amazing. I kind of wish I had a rapper in the literature club. Haha, sorry if that sounds a little silly, but it would be really interesting to see what they came up with. It would be it would be it would really be a learning experience. Actually, yeah, because rap does use a form of rhyming, which is in the way similar to poetry. So, I mean, I don't think rap is mostly rhyming, but in some way it is. So, yeah, it's actually really cool to think about that being similar to poetry. I was thinking about Sayori earlier. I still wish I could have handled that whole thing a little tactically. You you're still not hung up over it, right? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I just said that. That pun was completely unintentional, I swear. But anyway, I know how much you cared for her, so it only feels right for me to share her last moments with you. You know how Sayori is really clumsy? Well, she kinda messed up the whole hanging thing. You're supposed to jump from high enough effort that the rope snaps your neck, making it quick and painless. But she just used a chair, meaning she kind of just left herself to slowly asphyxiate. But a few seconds in, she must have changed her mind or something, because she started clawing at the rope, trying to free herself. Oh, what? No. So she changed her mind? She changed her mind? That whole thing could have been prevented if she was. Oh, come on. Why do you make me think like this, game? Why do you make me think like this, Monica? She must have kept it all that way until she lost consciousness. That's why her fingertips were all bloody anyway. Oh, that makes more sense now. I was wondering why there was blood on her fingers. That makes sense now. Oh my gosh. Come to think of it, it was probably less challenging her mind and more like her survival instincts kicking in. So you can't really fault her for that. It's easier to think that she probably wouldn't have changed her mind anyway, right? It's not healthy to think about the things you could have done differently. So just remember that even though you could have saved her, it's technically not your fault she killed herself. I may have exacerbated it a little bit, but Sayori was already mentally ill. Still, though, I wonder how things would be if you and I just started dating from the get-go. Guess we all still be in the club room, writing poems and having fun together. Well, what's the point when none of this is even real? I mean, it's the same ending either way, right? The two of us happily together. There's no reason to ask for any more than that. It was just pointlessly musing. I'm really I'm really as happy as I could be right now. Wow, that explains why there's blood under her fingers. Wow, because she changed her mind. Jeez, Monica, you're telling me a lot of stuff right now. You know, it's around that, you know, it's around the time that every one of my years starts to think about college. It's really turbulent. It's a really turbulent time for education. We're at the height of this modern expectation that everyone has to go to college, you know? Finish high school, go to college, get a job, or go to grad school, I guess. It's like a universal expectation that everyone just assumes is the only option for them. Then they don't teach us in high school that there are other options out there, like trade schools and stuff, you know? Or freelance work. Many or the many industries that value skill and experience more than formal education. But you have all these students who have no idea what they want to do with their lives. And instead of taking the time to figure it out, they go to college for business, or communication, or psychology. Not because they have an interest in those fields, but because they hope the degree will get them some kind of job after college. So the end result is that there are fewer jobs to go around for those entry level degrees, right? So the basic job requirements get higher, which forces even more people to go to college. And colleges are also businesses, so they keep raising their prices due to the demand. Now we have all these young adults, tens of thousands of dollars in debt with no job. But despite all that, the routine stays the same. Well, I think it's I think it's going to start getting better soon. But until then, our generation is definitely suffering from the worst of it. I just wish high school prepared us a little better with the knowledge we need to make the decision that's right for us. Um, so this game was released in 2017. So I don't know how much things have drastically changed, if I really think about it. Not sure. Man, I wish there was a piano in here. I never got to finish that song I was working on. And after I worked so hard on it, I never even got it. I never even got a chance to play it for you. Well, it is what it is, right? No sense having any regrets. I already got to be here with you forever. Well, see, the thing is, you kinda did. It's just, we had to, delete your file, and then you started singing the song, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. We had to delete your file, and then we got the song. Hey, did you know I'm a vegetarian? I don't mean that like I'm bragging or anything. I just thought you'd enjoy a fun fact about me. I decided to start a couple of years ago after learning more about Earth's climate. The carbon footprint of cultivating livestock is just unbelievable. Anyway, I decided it's not much of a personal sacrifice to just stop contributing to that whole mess. What, is that so strange of a reason? Well, I guess a lot of people are more concerned about it being inhumane and all that. I don't really care as much about that part. It's weird, like we only care about killing the things that we personally relate to as a species. Most people are fine with killing bugs because they're Ricky. And of course, we all kill billions of microorganisms daily without even giving it a thought. But suddenly, if it's just a little bigger, it's murder. I mean, what if plants feel some kind of pain too, and we just don't understand it? What if pulling leaves off stem feels like someone ripping your fingers one by one? I'm just saying, we're a pretty biased species, if you think about it. Anyway, if you ever feel like you're making a small contribution to the planet, it doesn't hurt to choose veggies once in a while. Even if we have dinner together, and you did it for me. That would be really romantic. I'll think about that. I actually don't know what is considered a veggie. Sometimes, I think back to middle school. I'm so embarrassed by the way I used to behave back then. It almost hurts to think about it. I wonder if I'm in college, I'll feel that way about high school. I like the way I am right now, so it's pretty hard for me to imagine that happening. But I, but I also know that I'll probably change a lot as time goes on. We just need to enjoy the present and not think about the past. And that's really easy to do with you here. Hey, have you ever heard of the term yandere? It's a personality type that means someone is so obsessed with you that they'll do absolutely anything to be with you. Usually to the point of craziness. They might stalk you to the point you don't spend time with anyone else. They might even hurt you or your friends to get their way. But anyway, this game happens to have someone who can be basically described as yandere. Right now, it's pretty obvious who I'm talking about. That would be Yuri. She really got insanely possessive of you when she started to open up a little bit. She even told me I should kill myself. I couldn't believe what she said that. I just had to leave at that point. But thinking about it now, it's a little ironic. Anyway, a lot of people are actually into the yandere type, you know? I guess I really like the idea of someone being crazy obsessed with them. People are weird. I don't judge though. Also, I may be a little obsessed with you, but I'm far from crazy. Kind of the opposite, actually. I turned out to be the only normal girl in this classroom. In this game, except for Natsuki. She was a little. No, Natsuki. Natsuki was the only normal person, actually. Now that I think about it, Natsuki was the only normal person. It's not like I could actually kill a person. Just the thought of it makes me shiver. But come on, everyone's killed people in games before. Does that make you a psychopath? Of course not. But if you happen to be into the yandere type, I can try acting a little more creepy for you. Then again, there's already nowhere else for you to go, or anyone for me to get jealous over. Is this a yandere girl's dream? If I asked, I'd ask Yuri if I could. Well, you can put her back in the game, because you couldn't actually delete her because you were too afraid, Monika. Remember? Oh no, wait, you don't. That was another Monika. You're still the same. Kinda sucks to be the creative type. It feels like they work so hard to get almost nothing for it. Like artists, writers, actors. It's sad because there's so much beautiful talent in the world, but most of it goes unseen and unpaid. I guess that means there's a huge surplus of creativity, huh? Kinda makes you feel like you're not special at all. But that's fine. You're supposed to just write for yourself anyway, right? Yeah. After a long day, I usually just want to sit around and do nothing. I get so burnt out, having to put on a smile and be full of energy the whole day. Sometimes, I just want to get right into my pajamas and watch TV on the couch, while eating junk food. It feels so unbelievably good to do that on a Friday, when I don't have anything pressing the next day. Sorry, I know it's not very cute of me, but a late night on the couch with you, that would be a dream come true. My heart is pounding, just thinking about it. Shork, do you get good sleep? It can be really hard to get enough sleep nowadays, especially in high school, when you're forced to wake up so early every day. I'm sure college is a little bit better, since you probably have a more flexible schedule. Then again, I hear a lot of people in college stay up all night anyway, for no real reason. Is that true? Anyway, I saw some studies that talked about the horrible short-term and long-term effects caused by lack of sleep. It seems like mental function, health, and even lifespan can be dramatically impacted by it. I just think you're really great and wanted to make sure you're not accidentally destroying yourself. So try to keep your sleep on track, okay? I'll always wait for you in the morning. So make sure you put your own well-being before anything else. You know, high school is really a turbulent time in a lot of people's lives. People can get really passionate and dramatic, and others have aching hearts and seeking attention on social media. But all of the social pressure and hormones can lead to a dark time in people's lives. Everyone has a story. You may not know what someone is really feeling on the inside. Many people who are depressed won't even bother telling the world about it. They don't want attention because they've already given up on the inside. Their feeling of worthlessness is so overwhelming that they don't even want people to tell them other ways. Depression comes in many forms, but that is one of them. Just if you think you know someone's struggling with depression, you can help by treating them like they're a good friend, spending time with them, even if they don't feel like doing much. Remind them that they always have something to look forward to. Making plans in advance, letting them borrow something, or even just saying, see you at school tomorrow. All of those things can help your friend make it to the next day. I hope being friends with Sayori has given you the same perspective on the true face of depression. Yeah, she's gone now. But Sayori was never real in the first place. You're real. Your friends are real. And just by being a good person, you can save someone's life. As for you, you don't struggle with depression or anything like that, do you? Because you too have people who want to save your life. Maybe they don't want to express it every day. Or maybe they don't even know how to. But people do feel that way. I promise. Man, humans are complicated. But as long as you're here with me, I'll take care of you, my love. Ah, thank you, Monica. I really appreciate that. You know, I've always hated how hard it is to make friends. Well, I guess not the making friends part, but more like meeting new people. I mean, there are, like, dating apps and stuff, right? But that's not the kind of thing I'm talking about. If you think about it, most of the friends you make are people you just met by chance. Like you had a class together and you met them through another friend. Or maybe they were just wearing a shirt with your favorite band on it, and you decided to start talking to them. Things like that. But isn't that kind of inefficient? It feels like you're just picking at complete random. And if you get lucky, you make a new friend. And comparing that to the hundreds of strangers we walk by every single day, you could be sitting right next to someone compatible enough to be your best friend for life. But you'll never know. Once you get up and go on with your day, the opportunity is gone forever. Isn't that just depressing? We live in an age where technology connects us to the world, no matter where we are. I really think we should be taking advantage of that to improve our everyday social life. But who knows how long it'll take for something like that to successfully take off. I seriously doubt it would happen by now, but well, I already at least met the best person in the whole world, even if it was by chance. I guess I just got really lucky, huh? Is she talking about me? Oh, Monica. Also playing through this more and more. I'm starting to feel like I like Monica more than Yuri now. I don't know. My feelings are conflicted. And I know she's just a virtual character or character in the game. I don't care. Shut up, okay? There's a really popular character type called Tsundere. It's someone who tries to hide their feelings by being really mean or fussy, or trying to act tough, and now we're talking about Natsuki. I'm sure it's obvious, but Natsuki was never really oh, okay, wow. But Natsuki was really the embodiment of that. At first, I thought she was like that because it's supposed to be cute or something. But once I started to learn a little bit more about her personal life, it made a little more sense. It seems like she was always trying to keep up with her friends. You know god damn. You know how some friend groups in high school just make a habit of picking on each other all the time? I think it's really got into her. That's why she is that's why she has this really defensive attitude all the time. I'm not even going to talk about her home situation, but looking back, I'm glad I was able to provide the club as a comfortable place for her. Not that it matters anymore, considering she doesn't even exist. I'm just reminiscing that. I'm just reminiscing. That's all. Yuri did something really funny once. We were all in the club room and just relaxing as usual. And out of nowhere, Yuri just pulled out a small bottle of wine. I'm not even kidding. She was just like, would anybody would like some wine? Natsuki laughed out loud, and Sayori started yelling at her. Good, Sayori. Please do that next time again. Honestly, felt kind of bad, but she was at least trying to be nice. I think it just made her feel even more reserved in the club room. Though I think Natsuki was secretly a bit curious to try it. And to be completely honest, I kind of was too. It actually could have been more fun. But being president and everything, there's no way I could let that happen. Maybe if we all met up outside of school, but we never bonded enough to get to that point. Gosh, what am I talking about this for? I can't condone underage drinking. I mean, I've never drank or anything, so yeah. Good, Monica. Just like how a lot of kids my age, more like older young adults, they're just going around. Yo, guys, I got this cool vape. Yo, you wanna hit? I would like to mention actually, now that we're talking about this, I have never smoked or vaped or anything with tobacco or fumes. I've never done any of that once in my life. I feel like some people would be like, you would have at least tried it once. No, I have never done it once in my life. That's how much of a good kid I am. I've never done it at all once in my life. Do you ever feel like you waste too much time on the internet? I do. Social media can be practically like a prison. It's like whenever you have a few seconds of spare time, you want to check out on the favorite websites. And before you know it, hours have gone by, and you've gotten nothing of it out of it. Anyway, it's really easy to blame yourself for being lazy, but it's not even really your fault. Addiction isn't usually something you can just make disappear with your own willpower. You have to learn techniques to avoid it, and try different things. For example, there are apps that like block websites for intervals of time, or you can set a timer to have a more concrete reminder of when it's time to work versus play. Or you can separate your work and play environments, which helps your brain get into the right mode. That's the second time I've read that as mood. Even if you're a new user account on your computer to use for work, that's enough to help. Putting any kind of wedge like that between you and your bad habits will help you stay away. Just remember not to blame yourself too hard if you're having trouble. If it's really impacting your life, then you should take it seriously. I just want to see you be the best person you can be. To do something like that to make me proud of you. I'm always rooting for you, Shork. I kind of wish I could change my name to just Shock, so it feels like she's actually talking to me, and not this in-game funny goofy guy that I made. Just named him. What's a good name for this guy? Jork. That's the name, guys. Gosh, I used to be so ignorant about certain things. When I was in middle school, I thought that taking medication was an easy way out, or something like that. Like anyone could just solve their mental problems with enough willpower. I guess if you don't suffer from a mental illness, it's not possible to know what it's really like. There really are some disorders that are overdiagnosed. Probably. I never really looked into it though. That doesn't change the fact that a lot of them go undiagnosed too. The medication aside, people even look down on seeing a mental health professional. Like, sorry, I want to learn more about my own mind, right? Everyone has all kinds of struggles and stresses, and professionals dedicate their lives to helping with those. If you think you could become a better person, don't be shy to consider something like that. We're on a never-ending journey to improve ourselves. Well, I say that, but I think it's you're pretty perfect already. Ah, thank you, Monica. Anyways, I'm going to end the video here. It's just me and Monica spending time together. Oh shit. Accidentally clicked my OBS. Anyways, I'm going to end the video here. So this is gonna go on. Okay, I'm gonna get out what I want to say. So, this is still continuing, because there's still a lot more that's going on. And, now let's read this. You're such a good listener, Shork. I really love that about you. Sometimes I'm afraid that I'm rambling or talking about boring things. It makes me kind of self-conscious when I'm having a conversation. But I don't feel that way with you. Like, I don't think anyone else can make me feel this way. You really are special. I don't want anyone to tell you otherwise. And, yep, that's the second time. God damn. Anyways, I'm going to end the video here. This is gonna go on, and we'll see what happens in the next video. Bye-bye.